G'day guys, Lawrence here. Today I'm going to be making this little leather card wallet. I just want to show you my process from how I do it from start to end and just tell you about the process along the way. This is a alligator style kangaroo leather, and making this wallet out of this leather has been something that I've been looking forward to for a while, so I thought I'd make a video and just take you guys through the process. So obviously the first step is to actually figure out how much leather I need for the project. Here I'm laying out my cutting dies I'm using to get a rough idea of how much I'll actually need. Once that's done, I'll transfer everything over to the clicker press so that we can get started on actually making the wallet. This is the clicker press. The way that it works is it will evenly distribute a large amount of force over the dies to punch out the leather into exact shapes every time. I'm just going to cut out all the different pieces that I need for the wallet, and then I'm going to transfer it over so I can get started on tidying up the edges. The next step is to clean up the edges. Now, what I'm going to do is apply a mix of water and toconol, which is a burnishing gum that you use to get into the leather to help seal it up to prevent moisture from getting in. Then I'm going to use this tool here called a wood slicker and rub it back and forth. This is going to really polish it off, give it a nice rounded edge, and stop any water from being able to get into the leather so that it's going to last a really long time. Usually, I would sand down the leather first, but this leather is only about 0.8 millimeters thick, so anything that I take off is really going to be a big impact to it. Right now, I'm only doing the top pieces that are going to be really hard to get to later, and so once the time comes that it's all stitched together, I'll be able to sand it all down to a perfectly flat level and then polish it off properly. Here, I'm putting the pieces I plan to sew into the stitching pony. This acts like an extra pair of hands, so I can focus on keeping all of my stitches consistent without having to move around too much. It's a little hard to see, but I'm cutting off the thread I'll be using and adding beeswax to it. We add beeswax to the thread for a few reasons, but mainly to prevent fraying and add additional strength to the thread. It also helps lock the stitches into place after each stitch. The type of stitch that I'm doing is called a saddle stitch. It's an extremely durable stitch that'll often outlast the leather it's been sewn into. I've left the video in real time so you can see how long each stitch actually takes. It does tend to get faster as you get into it, but I was working late at night with low light and those are not the most ideal conditions. I also want to quickly apologize for the angle. I'm still getting used to filming and didn't realize how much you wouldn't be able to see. At this point, the wallet is almost complete. I'll burn the edges of the thread to lock them into place and prevent them from coming undone. Then, I'll tamp down the edges with a mallet to flatten out the stitches. The edges are now being sanded to a flat finish, but when I polish them, it will be left with a nice glossy finish. After the toconol mixture has dried, I'm forcing beeswax into the leather by rubbing it on and then melting it with a heat gun. This is just another way to help with the look and the longevity of the piece. Once that's all done, it's finished off with another coat of pure toconol and then one last burnish, and then the wallet's done. Thank you so much for watching through to the end. This piece will be available in my Etsy shop as linked down below. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I want to do with the channel, if it's going to be more videos of making things or how I progress with the business. If you have anything you would like to see me make or have a suggestion for how I can improve the videos, please let me know in the comments. That's all I have for you today, so until next time.